Becky Lynch is making fans wait for her grand WWE return. But in this video, I got a positive update for y'all that you're definitely going to want to hear and definitely want to circle, pinpoint, because it is a crucial factor in Becky Lynch's journey. Now, look, she has been off WWE TV since May of 2024. A lot has changed in the company. There's been a lot of new faces come about. I'm talking about Stephanie Valker and Julia. I'm talking about multiple people who have risen to the occasion since Becky Lynch was last seen. Jade Cargill became a big star. Tiffany Stratton became women's champion. Liv Morgan continued to evolve her career. And with these new names come new opportunities. And fans are sitting there, they're looking at it, they go, man, if Becky Lynch could return, she could feud with X, Y, and Z. She could take this division to a completely new level. And I would agree. But in the meantime, we've had to wait. We've had to wait and see what Becky Lynch has done. She's gone off to Hollywood. She opted not to renew her WWE contract in May of 2024. She put over Liv Morgan at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE, dropping the Women's World title to Liv Morgan, only to put her over 2 nights later in a steel cage match on Monday Night Raw. You know the song, you know the dance. Let's hit fast forward. Since then, she has gone to Hollywood. She has really taken her Hollywood career, her actress career, seriously. She's filmed multiple projects, something in which her husband, Seth Rollins, has mentioned in the past about how they've been traveling the world, traveling the United States as she films these new projects. In the meantime, fans are happy for her success outside of WWE and the pro wrestling industry, but they are still waiting on her return to WWE. When will it be? How will it be? Multiple questions in that. Now, while speaking with WFA in The Fan, Seth Rollins was asked about Lynch's WWE future because, well, it's believed that she will make a return to WWE sometime in 2025. She's on a new deal in late 2024, but here we are in March now. And this is what he had to say about his wife. She took a few months off. She did some television projects, and so she's gearing up to get ready to come back. Don't know when that's going to happen just yet, but I mean, she's active, yes. I will say she is not retired. She's not mentioned anything about retirement. There are future plans for her in the pro wrestling industry. So, let's break that down for a minute. She has not talked about retirement, so we can get that out the way. She's not retiring. She's not down in the pro wrestling industry. She will come back eventually. When? Well, we don't know. But the fact that she is gearing up for her return, that's encouraging. And there are future plans for her in pro wrestling. That's also a good sign. Now, I am sure, because there has been rumblings over, I don't know, last 6 months or so. You know, in late 2024, news came out, okay, she signed a new deal with WWE. Hey, great, awesome. When is she going to return? Well, maybe it's Raw on Netflix, January 6th. That show came and passed. There is no Becky Lynch. Okay, fine. She didn't show up at Raw on Netflix. How about the Royal Rumble? That's a big deal. It's a big surprise. She get a big ovation for a grand return. That'd be pretty cool, right? And that show came and went. And fans are like, okay, fine. They got to get through Elimination Chamber. Once we get through Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch may show up. That's when the road to WrestleMania, that's when the build really, really kicks off, right? And there's been no Becky Lynch. And now the matches, the top matches at least, with the top stars, well, they're pretty much filled out, right? You have your Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair match for the Women's World title, or Women's Championship, excuse me. And then you have the Women's World Championship pretty much on lock. It's expected to be a triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Liv Morgan, another top star. She's a women's tag team champion right now with Raquel Rodriguez. That looks to be locked up. Jade Cargill and Naomi, they're feuding. They're going to go into Mania. So who else is there for Lynch to work with, right? I mean, I guess you could call someone up from NXT. Maybe you could just get someone, just pick a name, and, you know, you got Bayley. She's still out there. Could you do a Bayley versus Becky Lynch feud? Maybe, right? A lot of unknowns here. Maybe she works with a younger talent. What could she do? Well, I just got the feeling, and this is just a feeling. There ain't no reports. There ain't no rumblings. There ain't nothing like that. I don't think we're getting Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, right? Like, We're in mid-March right now. You would think if Becky Lynch is going to return, she would do it by now. And that has not happened. And there's no indication that it's going to happen. So I think fans kind of need to realize, they need to admit to themselves, they need to understand we're not going to get Becky Lynch at WrestleMania this year. And that sucks, right? You go back to 2024, her, Rhea Ripley, they had an outstanding match at WrestleMania. They had even a better build-up to it, right? Becky Lynch wins Elimination Chamber. She earns the opportunity to challenge Rhea for the title. A lot of people, including myself, thought that it was going to be Becky Lynch that would go into WrestleMania 40 and dethrone her. That wasn't the case, though. Even though Rhea Ripley had held the championship for a year up to that point, and even though WWE was in negotiations with Becky Lynch at that point, well, they could not get her to resign. So they had Rhea go over. It was fun. Becky Lynch battled through strep throat and I believe 104 fever. Tough endurance. Very impressive showcase for Becky Lynch. But then, coming out of Mania, Rhea moves on to Liv. Liv accidentally injures Rhea. Rhea has to vacate the championship. So what do? They go back to Old Faithful. They go back to Becky Lynch. They put the Women's World Championship on Becky Lynch. And then she puts over Liv Morgan and really helps Liv become a top-tier star. In addition to the contributions of Becky Lynch in helping Liv go over, also Rhea Ripley, she helped her out in that regard and really made Liv Morgan a top star. I have full confidence that Becky Lynch will not only return to WWE, but will do so in 2025. The only question is, exactly when does she return, and who does she return against? Who does she feud with? That's the big question. That's the number one question, right? And as I said at the top of this video, there are so many good up-and-coming talents right now in WWE. There are so many talents that Becky Lynch has not been able to work with yet. Whether it's because they're in NXT or because she's been gone. There's been so many talents who maybe she has worked with them in the past, but they were not in their prime. They were not at the same level that they are now, right? They can reignite that feud. Or you have old veterans, old names, old rivalries, old feuds. I'm looking at you, Charlotte Flair, that you can reignite. So there's a lot of fun possibilities. There's a lot of fun instances that WWE can go. It just now depends on when do they want to do it, how do they want to do it, and when can they get Becky Lynch back. But I think the days of her going full-time are pretty much over, but we will have to see how everything plays out.